Hello everyone, and welcome to Psycho Frontier in Depth. Today we'll be talking about the Km9 Scrapper. The Km9 Scrapper is an SMG and it is in the Correlate family of weapons, and it will take you until level 2 to unlock it. The price of this weapon is 6,400 K-marks, with a penetration value of 17, direct damage value of 10, a reload time of 2.3 seconds, and a mag size of 17. It has a projectile speed of 28,000 or 280 meters per second, along with a movement speed multiplier of 1, meaning you'll move at 100% of your movement speed while this weapon is equipped. This weapon has a headshot multiplier of 1.5, meaning you'll deal 50% extra damage on top when you hit the head, so you'll be dealing 15 damage instead of the 10 damage at base. Here we get into the fall-off ranges, so it has a fall-off start of 20 meters, and a fall-off end of 50 meters, where at that 50 meters and on, you'll be doing 70% of your base damage, so you'll be dealing 7 damage instead of the 10 damage. This weapon also has an unequipped time of half a second, and an equipped time of 0.8 seconds. So the cool thing with the equipped time and unequipped time is it's the same thing as the Bulldog. You can have 2 Scrappers equipped, and you can swap between them instead of reloading whenever you run out of ammo. Bad thing is, if you don't kill them in those 2 mags, you're going to have to reload one of the guns anyway. Before we move into the detail stats, I want to mention, for each category, weapon, green, and on, I'm going to be matching it against this equal value armor type. So green against green, blue against blue, you get the idea. So that way we have a good baseline of how much damage it deals if we go below that. Now that we have that out of the way, it has a rounds per minute of 706, that is 151 rounds per minute slower than the PDW, its younger brother, with a DPS of 118. A time to empty the mag of 1.36 seconds, you can empty this thing very quickly. Not much slower than the PDW at 1.33 seconds. And your time to kill against the body on green armor is 0.765 seconds, and on the head it will take you 0.51 seconds. Moving into shots to kill, we'll go down to common armor and we'll come back up. For common armor, it will take you 9 shots to the body to kill, and against head it will take you 6 shots. Moving into uncommon armor or green armor, we have 10 shots to kill to the body and 7 shots to kill to the head. Moving into blue or rare armor, we have 12 shots to kill to the body or 8 shots to kill to the head. For epic and exotic, the values are the same, so for the body it will take you 13 shots to kill, and for the head it will take you 9 shots to kill. So for everything except common armor, it's still taking you a decent chunk of your magazine to kill somebody. But that was also the case with the PDW as well, but I think it took more of the magazine to do so, and that's because of its lower penetration rate and damage. There's no blue SMG currently, so for me to compare it I would have to move up to the purple tier, which is the ASP flechette gun. And this might shock you, but they're pretty neck and neck. Even at the armor where the ASP flechette gun is meant to be used on epic armor, they're pretty close together. Here I'm going to talk about my opinions on the weapon and a little bit about the recoil. So, while I was using this weapon and trying to get footage with it, I noticed that it had some weird horizontal recoil, and I couldn't tell if it was just me, so I decided to fire at a wall. And I discovered a cool thing, and then I also discovered I wasn't exactly wrong either. This thing, for some reason, even though it has less rounds per minute and has what you would assume less kick since it fires less fast, has the weirdest horizontal recoil I've ever seen. It goes left, it goes right, it goes all over the place, and it's so weird. For those of you who don't know, in FPS games, the vertical recoil, where it just kicks straight up, is the easiest recoil to control. You just pull straight down. When it jumps side to side and left to right, that's a lot harder for you to control with a mouse, or a controller even. For the duration of my time with this weapon, I tried to aim down sight and get kills with this thing, and it's not made for it. You have to hip fire this thing, in my opinion. I did not have a good time with this weapon aiming down sights with it any farther than kissing range. Hip fire this thing, trust me, it works better. For some reason with the red dot sight, the sight picture is a lot worse than just the iron sights in my opinion. When it looked worse with the sight on it, I took that as a sign to not use the sight on this thing and hip fire it. And the cool thing that I found while doing this recoil testing was that it's called a Scrapper. I tried to look it up and see if there's like a lore explanation for what it's shooting. Apparently it's adrenite crystals, but it looks like glass to me. And I think that's pretty metal, shooting glass at your enemies. Moving into the build, I'm going to recommend you reduce the recoil on this thing as much as you can, because as I said earlier, this thing kicks so much. Keep in mind that this weapon does not have a muzzle slot, so you can't even put a suppressor on this weapon, or a muzzle brake. For the optic, I'm going to say don't put one on, but if you want to put one on, avoid the red dot sight, maybe go for a holographic and try that out. For the magazine, bullets. You want all the bullets in this thing, extended magazine. If you want dual functionality, you can do extended quick draw, the dual functionality where it'll give you 25% more capacity with 10% faster reload speed for the epic version. For the stock, I would take the standard stock of the highest rarity you can to reduce the recoil. For the rear grip, you have two options. You can go for reducing recoil or reducing your time to aim down sight. I already know what I'm going for, reducing that recoil. For your foregrip, I'm going to choose to reduce the recoil again with the angled foregrip. For converters, you will do more damage having a converter, but usually it's not enough to change your shots to kill. The only two armors for the Scrapper that change with shots to kill are the rare and epic armors. Rare armor normally takes you 12 shots to kill, but it will require a epic converter to take that down to 11. And for epic or purple armor, it will require a rare converter or higher to take that shots to kill from 13 down to 12. Headshots values don't change except on epic armor, where having a minimum of a rare converter will change your shots to kill down from 9 to 8. That being said, the converter I recommend is a minimum of a rare converter. If this weapon fails to live up to expectations, you can always scrap it for parts. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be working on the blue weapons next. If you're enjoying these guides and want to see more, consider subscribing and liking the videos. 83% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed. Otherwise, at the right, I'll have my most recent video going over the Bulldog.